In Psalms 23, verse 1 to 3, it says here, "The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul." In verse 1 to 3, the first characteristic of God that we can see from our mom is that God's comforting arms is my mom. And who agrees to this? That our mom's hug and touch is the most tangible comfort that we can receive from God. And especially during my younger days when I was still a kid, I remember it's so hard for me to sleep without my mom beside me. For me to be able to sleep, I need my mom to hug me or lie down on her arms. And me and my older sister always fight for that space because if we can't be beside our mom, we don't feel that comfortable. That's why my mom is having a hard time because we're so demanding. This is how she sleeps, like a kung fu panda, because she needs to take care of two of her children. And imagine lying down like this for 8 hours and then two kids is on your arms. You're like Jesus, sacrificing for love. So that's how much we feel comforted by our mom. But as time goes on, as I enter the teenager years, suddenly I feel like I don't like that hug anymore. Maybe some of the parents relate here. Why don't you want me to hug you anymore? Mom, I'm a big man now. I feel so embarrassed when you hug me in front of my friends. Wow. Mom, why don't kiss me? I can cook for myself. I can have a relationship now. I'm a big man. Wow. Don't worry, Mom. Once they've entered young adult life and experienced what the world is out there, it will come around. They will start looking for your hugs and comfort again. I remember when I was living in an independent life as a young professional in Calgary and in Toronto. Every time I come home, and then when my mom welcomes me, "Welcome home, anak," and when she hugs me, it always makes me feel like, I'm finally home. Welcome, my good and faithful servant. You can clean the dishes again. You can throw the garbage. After you're done with that, my shoulder's been hurting. Maybe you can try your osteopathy techniques on me. No, just kidding. Of course, my mom will say, "Welcome home, my son." And that always makes me feel I am well rested. Finally, I'm done being an adult. And now I can lie down on the green pasture. I enjoy the quiet waters, and it refreshes my soul. Because now I don't need to worry what I'm going to eat the next day. My mom will always ask me a question, "My son, what do you want to eat for tomorrow?" Wow, it's like lying down on the green pasture, right? Very comfortable. And up until now, even though me and my wife are already married, we still love going to Mommy's Gina's house. That's my wife's parents. Especially when we don't know what to cook. So sometimes my mommy Gina will send a picture of what's their meal in that day. And then my wife will message her, "Mommy, are you just sharing your meal for today or are you inviting us to your home?" And then mommy will just send a thumbs up. For us, that's enough. Okay, let's go. Let's go to Mommy Gina right away. Right? That's how our mom is. It's God's loving comfort. Amen? That's how much you mean to us mothers. And I'm sorry that sometimes we are not that appreciative to you. But that's how much you mean to us. We might not say it as often, but that's how we feel. When you are around us, we feel comforted. We feel that everything will be okay. So, your mother, that's why mothers, it's very essential to be always there for your kids because you don't know sometimes what they're going through. They don't open up their problems. But just you being there makes us feel that we are lying down on the green pasture, enjoying the quiet water, and also it refreshes our soul. And some of you is probably thinking now, "Oh, that's so cute. I hope I have the same relationship with my mom. I hope we're the same. I hope we're not always fighting." Well, to make you feel better, most of the time, this is what I experience. God's disciplining hands is my mom. And I have encountered this multiple times during my teenager years. God let me experience Psalms 23, verse 3 to 4, through my mom, hands on. It says here, He guides me along the right paths for His name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. But I think my mom only applied the last sentence in this Bible verse. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. But my mom loves to modify things too. She modified this, and maybe you can relate as well with your mom. She modified this Bible verse to, her rod and her staff, they hurt me. They do hurt me. And where's the 90s kids here who has been disciplined physically? You know what I mean by being disciplined with a rod and a staff. Whether it's an object-related things, right? Oh, nowadays, the kids in Gen Z, they don't know what this feels like. Because they have a different discipline now. Their discipline now is that they take away their iPad. And then you see them melting. Mom, can I have my iPad again? But you know what it feels like to be whooped by a broomstick? Do you know what that feels like? That's so painful. And you know, mom, what our mom are very creative because as we grow, right, whooping is not an applicable thing now. So they become creative. Now they use a verbal rod and staff. Anak, tumataba ka. In English, my son, you're getting fatter. Mom, we haven't seen each other for 4 months, and that's the first thing you're gonna tell me? I'm getting fatter? Ouch. Maybe some of you also heard, my son, you are not allowed to have a relationship. That hurts. What do you mean I can't have a relationship yet, Mom? I'm also financially stable. Wow, really? Why not treat us? Right? Or maybe some of you heard this too. Why are you so active in church, but at home you're so lazy? And I was like, my mom is persecuting me. Wow, persecuting? Or is it the truth? You know what? Truth always hurts. And that's what I felt when my mom told me that. I was so active in church, but at home I was like a different person. That's why youngins, singles, youth, if you're very active here, please be active at home too. Agree? Agree. Do you want your sons and daughters to be like that, mommies? Oh, see? Mommies wants it to be like that. But you know what? One of the most painful experience of discipline that I've experienced from my mom, that her rod and stuff doesn't really comfort me at all, but it hurt me so much. When I was 14 years old, I have experienced love for the first time. Wow. So because I've experienced it for the first time, I'm so obsessed with it. My grades starts to drop. I always come home late. I become so rude to my parents that it came to the point that my mom is noticing it. Why are you like this recently? Do you have someone already? Do you have a relationship? And of course, I'm so afraid because my mom doesn't want me to get in a relationship so quick. No. There's no one. And then one night, I came home so late, probably at 10 p.m. And then my mom came in, and then she told me, why are you so late? And I told her, I went for practice for volleyball. Is that true? I messaged your coach. Oh, you weren't there. Where were you? Tell me the truth. Do you have a girl already? Yes, mom. And then, I don't know how, but she started dialing on the phone. Back then, we don't have smartphone. We have like an actual telephone where you press the buttons. And out of nowhere, I don't know how my mom knew the telephone number of the girl that I am seeing. So she was dialing, toot, 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 toot. So it's so nerve-wracking before because you can hear every beat. Every time she pressed, my heart keeps skipping. And then she called, hi, is this, I'll just gonna give her a name, Eve. Let's just put her in the name of Eve. Hi, is this Eve? Yes po, tita. Who's this po? This is Paolo's mother. And I think you guys have been dating. Are you guys dating? Yes po, tita. I'm sorry to tell you, but my son is not doing good at school. His grades is not good at all, and he's so rude to me, and he comes home late every single time. Were you with him last night? Yes po, tita. And she's becoming more scary now. Okay, I'm sorry to tell you, but since today, I need to end your relationship. You cannot see him any longer. You cannot text him. You cannot hang out with him. That's it. Bye-bye. You are still young. You're not ready for a relationship yet. And then he hangs up. Then here I am in the other room just weeping. My mom break up my relationship. Imagine that. I'm so stubborn and I'm so immature that I thought that I'm doing good, that I can have a relationship at the age of 14. I was just 13 years old at that time. But you know what? My mom loves me so much that she needs to intervene and she needs to cut the relationship. That's why I always tell my mom's rod and stuff, they hurt me. They never comforted me. But you know what I've realized? It's not my mom who makes the rod and staff painful. It was my own immaturity and stubbornness that made it very painful. Have you ever seen a rod and a staff of a shepherd? This is what it looks like. So this is the rod, short and heavy, and this is a staff, and this portion here is what they put around the neck of the sheep, right, to guide them. The staff is used to direct a sheep to the right path with a gentle pressure. Nak, this is the right way to go. My son, this is the right way to go. My child, this is the right way to go. Finish your studies first. Start reading the Bible. Start building your relationship with God. But you know what? That gentle pressure sometimes starts to become very aggressive, very extreme, and painful because we keep on going on the other way. My mom keeps on leading me to the right way. Nak, finish your school first before you get into a relationship. But I'm so stubborn and hard-headed. No, mom. I want to focus on what I feel first. I think I can do it. I keep going on the other way. And then my mom keeps pulling me this way. And I keep on going that way. That's why it's so painful. Because I keep on battling the right direction where my mom is leading me. And maybe same thing with us. Maybe God is leading us in the right direction. But we don't want that direction sometimes because we know that it is hard. That direction is so narrow, it's so hard. That's why we want to go to the shortcut way. I think I'd rather do this one for now because it's much easier. But you know what? Sometimes that easy path, that wide path, is leading you to distraction. That's why it's easy. You can have a boyfriend, girlfriend right now in your young age, but you know what? It can destroy your future. That's why no matter how painful it is when we are going to the right way, we should pay that price instead because that narrow path leads to life. And sometimes, when we are still hard-headed and we don't want to go where God is leading us or where our parents is leading us, now our mom needs to use the rod. He needs to hit us. She needs to hit us. She needs to break the relationship. Because I thought it's just a girlfriend and boyfriend relationship, but my mom sees the bigger picture. My mom sees that I'm about to get into a situation where I will regret it for the rest of my life. But I don't see that. I don't see that danger because I'm so full of emotions. And same thing with our walk with the Lord. Maybe sometimes we're full of emotions, but that's what makes it painful sometimes. If God is disciplining you right now with the rod and staff, and you feel that it's so hard, it's so painful, maybe we should stop resisting and start following where our mother or God is leading us towards to. Because the real purpose of this, the rod, it's never meant to hurt us. This rod is meant to protect the sheep from any beasts or wolves that is trying to devour them. That's why it's our pride and stubbornness that makes our moms or God's rod and staff painful. Again, my mom's or our mom's rod and staff, God's rods and staff, it was never meant to harm us. It's made for our comfort. That's why the Bible said, even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Our mom's discipline was never meant to hurt us, but to provide first protection, direction, and comfort. So that even though we walk in that darkest valley, one day in your life, you'll experience a dark valley, but you will fear no evil. Why? Because God is with you. Through the presence of your mom, their rod and their staff is there to comfort you, not making you feel afraid, because I know I will be protected and I will be led to the right path even though it's dark. That's the purpose of the rod and staff. That's why youth and singles, when you are being disciplined by your mom, please try to hear them out first before saying that, "Ah, nobody understand me in this house." Wow. Trust me, it will be a painful regret if you don't obey what your mom is telling you. And at the same time, for the mothers out here, just a reminder, we need to fulfill the role of being God's disciplining hands. Don't get me wrong, this is a shared partnership between your husband and you. But because it's Mother's Day, I'm directing it to you right now. Because just like in my story, it was my mom who was always with me because my dad was so busy with working. So it was my mom who was my first teacher, who was my first shepherd in my walk with God. So mom, just a reminder, fulfill the role of God's disciplining hands. Because if you don't fulfill this role, you will create a spoiled brat monster. And that spoiled brat monster will give you just more pain and sorrow. Because do you believe, kids, that whatever we do wrong, our mom is also affected and they're also grieving for us? Right? That's why we need to listen to our moms. Agree, circles? Hirap, no? Hard, no? But to balance this topic so that the youth won't be mad at me, mommies, please keep this Bible verse close in your heart. In James 1:19, it says here, "My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry." Mommies, have you ever heard your child said, "I hate you, mom. You never understand me"? Maybe because we are not applying this Bible verse right. It says this here first, quick to listen, not quick to react. Sometimes their mommies are so quick in reaction. "Mommy, I have a crush." What do you mean you have a crush? Right? Quick to listen doesn't mean, okay, I've already heard you, now I know what to do. You're not gonna not gonna go in that relationship, we're gonna end it right away. That's not quick to listen means. Quick to listen means hear the whole story. See where your child is coming from. Right, mommies? So that's what quick to listen means, okay? Understand first where your child is coming from so that you don't discipline them, that you're just keep on assuming things. That's why sometimes the children doesn't want to talk to their parents anymore because, why should I open up to them my problems? They don't even listen to me. How am I gonna say to them my biggest problem if they're just gonna scold me right away? Oh, it's because of you. It's because you don't pray. You don't read your Bible. You don't do this and that. You don't even wash the dishes. That's why you're like that. Quick to listen. Wow, Lord. So quick to listen. So again, quick to listen means listen first the whole story before we react. Okay? Second one is slow to speak. Meaning, please be gentle with your words, mom. Please be too aggressive. Have you ever heard your mom disciplined you or said some things to you because you've done it wrong? They become a rapper right away. Oh, you broke the plate. Mom, slow to speak so that your child will be more comfortable to you saying that they broke a plate or they done something wrong. Because they know that, okay, my mom, even though I've done something wrong, she's still gentle with me. Okay? Nak, my son, my daughter, that's not the right thing to do. Wow, that's a discipline that is so good to hear. Rather than, no, Ram, it's like speaking in tongues already. Mom, I can understand what you're saying. So, Mom, please slow it down so that your son and daughter can understand what you mean. Third one is slow to become angry. This is a big thing. Mom, whenever your children said something to you, whether it's hurtful or something that they've done something wrong, please do the slow to become angry. And to help you with that, don't run into conclusions right away, like Google. Have you ever searched to Google? Yeah, for example, you type, what is the, and then Google has a lot of conclusions already. Google has a lot of options already. Mom, my head hurts. Oh, that's because you've been doing computer all day long. You've been on your cell phone, this and that. We already did a lot of conclusions. That's why we're so angry. But then your son was coming, Mom, I have a headache because I was busy studying late at night. Wow. He was actually doing a right thing. That's why he's so much in pain. But here you are, you try to conclude right away. Instead of comforting your kid, it ended up disciplining them again. So please, slow to become angry. And your children will love you so much. So, just to summarize, what's the first one? Quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Last characteristic of God that I've experienced from my mom is this: God's loving arms is my mom. And you know what? I didn't experience God's loving arms in my mom's when I have achieved great things. Oh, good job! You're Dean's List, so I'm gonna hug you. Or when I am pleasing her, the room is so clean, the house is so clean. That's not when I experience God's loving arms through my mom the most. I experienced it when I had done one of the biggest mistake in my life that broke my mom's heart. When I was 14 years old, the girl that I fell in love with me sent me a text message. She said, I haven't had my period yet. I think I'm pregnant. And that unexpected text message from I didn't expect someone to laugh. I thought it was gonna be emotional, but go ahead. I think it's gonna be funny when I'm the one who's telling the joke or the story. So when I received that text message, it weighed my heart down. And I am so screwed up. I told myself, oh shoot, I'm done. This is it. All my dreams and plans, gone. Because now I need to focus on that child. I need to focus on the one that I have impregnated. All the dreams and plans that the Lord has for me will be delayed. I won't experience it because I'm just a 14 years old. And this is what I'm about to experience. And you know what? That same girl who texted me was the same girl whom my mom called to break up with me. That's why, youngins, trust your mother's instincts. If your mother doesn't like your boyfriend or girlfriend or someone that you like, maybe there's something that your mom is seeing from that person that she doesn't want you to regret in the future. So that's why I understand. That's why my mom was so hard on me when it comes to relationship, because she knows me better than myself at that time. She knows that I'm gonna fail in that part. That's why my mom keeps on saying, you cannot have a relationship until you have finished and you're ready to get married. So, imagine my situation at that time. I was a 14 years old boy with no opportunity to work, no opportunity to provide for a family. Because in the Philippines, you cannot work at 14 years old. Not like here, at 15, you can work right away, earn some money. But in the Philippines, not at all. Besides that, I'm also living in a Christian family. So imagine the kind of shame that it will bring to my parents. That's the family who has a son at 14 years old that already have a baby. Right? Imagine those kind of situations in my life at that young age. And here I am thinking, what else am I gonna do? So what I did is I messaged my dad, who was in Saudi Arabia at that time, because I know I'm a guy, my dad has my back. I know whatever happens, he knows what I'm going through, and he will have my back. And surely enough, my dad had my back. I thought he's gonna say a lot of bad things to me. Hey, that's wrong, this and that. But you know what? My dad comforted me right away, and he told me, don't worry. I have your back. We're gonna go through this. So I feel okay. All of my worries is now a little bit better because I have someone who will guide me. But one day, out of nowhere, I have decided to sit behind my mom as she turned on our family computer. So she turned on the family computer. She opened Internet Explorer. There's no Chrome back then or Safari. She opened Internet Explorer and then she typed facebook.com. And out of nowhere, I was rubbing my eyes because I was looking at the screen. My mom is on Facebook, but how come the profile name of her account is Wilfredo Manalo? So I was like, oh shoot, she's gonna know. She's gonna know my conversation with my dad that I think I made someone pregnant in this young age. And then she clicked the message. Right there and then, a cold, shocking sweat. I felt it all through my spine. And I know I'm dead. My mom is gonna torture me. She's a terror. That's it. That's it. I'm gonna be out there. I'm gonna try to figure it out on my own. She's gonna disown me. And then once I saw it, she clicked it, and she was reading the conversation from the top to the bottom. And here I am. I don't know why. I can't get out of my seat. I could have just run, right? I could have just run so that my mom couldn't tell me what she read, but God kept me where I am. And then she just told me after she read it, wait for me on the other room. Oh, this is it. This is it, Lord. I think she just took a shower. Maybe she's trying to think how she's gonna deal with me. And that's a good attitude, mom. Whenever your your son has done bad mistakes, take a pause. Pray first so that it will not end up, more worse than it could have been. Because you need wisdom in those kind of situations. And I think that's what my mom did. She went to the washroom, take a shower, and here I am just waiting in the room. And then she went in. And then when she went in the room, that's the first time I saw my mom cried that way. It was so painful that even me, I felt her pain. She told me, my son, I'm shaking right now because I'm so mad at you. I want to slap you in your face. I'm so disappointed at you. You've been doing well in the church. You've been serving this and that. And yet you've done this. You should have known better. And here I am just crying out to my mom because I am hurt too because I don't want to see my mom like that. I love her. And me and my parents are not very touchy. We are not very, sweet words. I love you, sorry, hug this and that. We're not like that. But at that moment, the only thing I know how to comfort my mom and to ask for forgiveness was to hug her. So I came up, I hugged my mom, and I cried with her. Told her, Mom, I'm sorry. I don't know what I was doing. I thought my mom was gonna push me away. Get away from me. You're not my son. That's not the son that I was shepherding. I've taught you a lot of things. Get away from me. But you know what? Instead, my mom just held me and cried me and told me that we're going to go through this together. And she prayed with me. And at that moment, that's where I felt the most of God's love in my life. It's when I have done something so bad, and yet my mom didn't push me away. She comforted me. She walked with me through it. And by the grace of God, the prayer of my mom worked. She said, Lord, I pray that the seed that was given will not bear fruit. And praise God, the girl was not pregnant. She just messaged me, sorry, Pao, I thought I'm pregnant. It was a false alarm. I'm just delayed. And I was like, I've been through that much and you're just delayed? But, that's how good our God is. He uses our mom to intervene on the bad things that are about to happen. That's why I thank my mom that much. If it wasn't for my mom, I wouldn't marry the most beautiful person in the world. If it wasn't for my mom, I wouldn't be here right now in front of you sharing the goodness of God and how my mom had helped me. That's why, Mom, if you're going to watch this on Wednesday, don't say this as much, but I love you. Thank you. I don't usually cry here, but my mom has done a lot of great things for me. That's why I'm here. Now, why am I sharing this story? Because moms, I want to remind you, if one day, may God forbid, but if one day your child has done something so wrong, something so big that it can break your heart, I hope you'll be there for them and share God's loving arms to them and share God's amazing grace to them, because that's what's gonna help them get to where God is calling them. That's how special you are to us, Mom. As we end, in this Bible verse, it says, surely your goodness and unfailing love will pursue me all the days of my life, and I will live in the house of the Lord forever. Mom, mothers, mommies, your goodness and your unfailing love to your children will leave them in the house of the Lord, will let them dwell in the love of the Lord forever and ever. To end, just a reminder, mothers, you are God's comforting arms. You are God's disciplining hands. Don't be afraid to discipline them. And third one, God's loving arms is upon you. Thank you so much, mommies. You are such a great gift for us. Happy Mother's Day.
I'm a perfectionist, and so that's hard with kids.
There's definitely days when I have my doubts about my abilities.
Struggle with my temper.
I struggle with how I react with situations. I wish I knew how to, just calm myself before speaking to them.
I wish I was better at taking time to sit down and just listen more to my child.
I wish I was more confident in being a mom.
I'm not the most patient person in the world.
Patience. Patience is far and away probably the biggest struggle.
I just want them to know just how much I love them.
My mom is totally awesome. He's fun to snuggle with. Pretty, funny. She does cook a lot of food for me. She's just unique. That's why I love her so much. We go on dates together. Like, we go shopping. She loves me a lot. I have a lot of favorite things about my mom. We like to watch movies together and color and stuff.
We go to church together. We volunteer together.
She is like my heart, I guess you could say, because she's that close to me.
My favorite thing is to jump on the trampoline with my mom. That's my most favorite thing, to go up high. We get ice cream or something and you go to the nail salon and have fun. My mommy's my hero. She's pretty and beautiful.
She is my hero.
She just will care about me and just always love me forever. She's the best.
That's so awesome.
I always seem to focus mostly on the negative, and I guess I can walk out here and say that I'm doing something great and that my child is viewing me in totally different lenses as I view myself. So that's inspiring.
This is my calling. This is my job. This is what I love to do, and I will do it better and with love each and every day because those kids count on me and they love me for what I'm doing.